What's up?
So we're not meant to intro.
No,
Just
it's
meant
good to be here. It's good to see you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see you. Last time I saw you was
Live in your lounge.
live in your lounge. When we were live in people's faces also.
Yeah, so it's the same thing again.
Yeah.
Uninvited, unannounced, just straight into it.
What are you doing here? I'm also here at the same time. Yeah. Well,
Good.
what have you done since then?
Well, I feel like I'm gonna just burn my best topic straight away because
Let them have it.
yeah,
Start hot.
Well, since live in your lounge, I've been working on, like, I've just gone full ball trying to finish my first EP.
Shut the front door.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah,
So you've been busy.
heaps busy. Yeah, I had a little form slump in that around that time where I just wasn't working. I sort of had ideas, like I had all the songs that I wanted to put on it, but I hadn't really developed the ideas yet, and I just wasn't working that hard. And then I just something happened, flicked a switch, and I was like, let's go. And yeah, and now it's like they're all pretty much ready to go to mix, and then it's going to be out by the end of the year.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It happened like that quick.
Yeah, it just because they're all done, they were all finished ideas, but they weren't properly executed. Hadn't been in the studio and recorded the high quality vocals for them, and put the extra time into making sure that the mixes were tight enough to send to Lou. And yeah, I just the last couple of months. How long ago was that? Live in your lounge.
Live in your lounge 2 months ago.
Yeah, so yeah, the last 2 months have just been foot down.
Go.
We're at a position now where it's I can confidently say that my first EP is going to be out by the end of this year.
Are you buzzed?
I'm so excited. So I listened to it properly cover to cover with legible sounding mixes, and it was the most exciting thing ever so far.
Crazy.
Easy, yeah.
Are you nervous?
Not really, no. I think
That's some real confidence.
yeah,
I like that.
it coincided, I think, with a bit of an attitude change, because when I released Shameless, so the second last single that I released, it was I don't know, I was a little bit bummed because maybe things previous releases hadn't kicked on as much as I hoped they would, and this one hadn't kicked on as much as they hoped they would. And I think that was that's what I attributed the form slump to, sort of that sort of bit down in the dumps attitude. I just flicked a little switch, and I was like, what am I doing this for, And I was I was doing it I'm creating stuff because I want to create stuff, not because I want to get astronomical numbers on, especially on these early releases,
Yeah.
So yeah, I just had complete attitude change, and it completely changed the way that we were working, and here we are. So exciting.
That's so crazy. Do you know when?
I'm out. Hey?
Do you know when?
I can't officially say when.
We know
yeah,
when?
Yeah. Roughly, yes. Yeah. I've got a date in my head.
Nice.
It's my birthday in 2 weeks, on the 11th of October, and I gave myself that deadline because I was that's something that'll hold me accountable.
Yeah.
I was never going to be ready by then, but I was nah. But every day after October 11th, I'm considering it overdue.
That's great.
We're moving.
Wow, that's good.
And I'm out. That's it. I'm going to go home.
And,
That's
well,
all.
it's
That's
nice
all the
to
news
see
that I
you,
had. That's all the
and
news that I had.
See you next time.
What have you been doing since?
No, wait. I still need to
we unpacking?
Yeah, we got time. Oh yes. Yeah, I'm a little midge. You can't say that.
Edit that one out.
Yeah, edit that. Cut that. Please don't cancel me. How crazy is that slump
Yeah.
that you went through? I know exactly what you mean.
I think, yeah, it's just I don't know. I guess it's probably the biggest cliches that every artist will go through, that feeling of either imposter syndrome or what am I even doing this for? And just sort of convince yourself that it's not even, you don't even want to. I think and that was the biggest thing, was I was there were a couple of sessions where I was supposed to go into the studio with Johnny, who's the producer I've been working with in Canberra, and 2 weekends in a row just blew him off because was just wasn't feeling like going in. And you sort of just, and then like, it's just inexplicable. I don't know, like, what are you know, I remember talking to you when you sort of went through it a little bit.
Yeah.
What categorized it for you, do you reckon?
Well, like I literally had a session. I was in a session with Kojo today, and we went to start at 1. I turned up at 1:50, and we sat there for about 2 or 3 hours. And I was like, I haven't eaten today, so I just need to eat something. Like I'll order something, and then after that, then we're going. It's go time. And I got my food, and I was like, I'm gonna go home. Not really. I can't. Yeah. There are just days that you can't do it. And Corona has played such a crazy, fun little game with my brain and my mind and my confidence and my will to go on. Like
your will to go
my
on.
will to live. And it was in LA. Like I'd spent the last. When I went to backtrack. When I went to America for the first time last year in July, I fell in love with it straight away. And I went over there to meet the guy that I was dating at the time, and I wanted to make sure I loved the city separate to him. Like it's such a big move. Yeah. I wanted to make sure I was doing it for the right reasons.
Such an important thing to do is to like be happy for yourself rather than like being in a place for another person, right?
Yeah, especially when I'm so close with my family and I love Canberra and Australia, and if I could, I would be here, but I just know that's kind of where I needed to be at the time. And anyway, I remember sitting down and having the conversation of like, it really is now or not. I need to decide if music is what I'm going to do and give everything else, just push it to the side and give this all I've got. And I was like, yep, this is it. And then finally went back, and then was just in the short time that I was there, only a month or 2 months that I was there, and I was connecting with all these artists that I'd grown up listening to, and I was starting to plan tours and like along the West Coast and a tour of East Africa and like an album with all these incredible African artists, like just all these crazy things that I'd pushed to the end of a 5-year plan, and it was happening in the first couple of months.
Yeah.
And then we went into lockdown. I went to Europe for a little, wasn't going to go, and decided to go to Europe for a couple of weeks because I was like, well, I'm about to really pull my head in and do this music stuff, and I'm not going to get a holiday for a while, so I might as well just go. And then lockdown, Italy went into lockdown when we were in Italy.
Yeah, I remember that. You're just hanging out on your balcony, trying to get some sun.
Send me up some pasta or something. It was like, at the time, everyone thought it was a bit of a joke, and all the locals were like, it's not even that bad. Like, I know Italy's in lockdown right now, but it's not even an issue. Just stay clean, wash your hands, don't be a grub, don't lick toilets, and you'll be cool. And yeah, as it was actually the day that we were flying out that they said that Rome went into lockdown. Anyway, managed to get back to LA fine. Like, didn't get any temperature checks or any
They were a bit late to the party though.
They didn't care. Yeah. They were like, you been to Italy? And I was like, yep. And they were like, come on in.
Yeah, you'll do.
Yeah, okay, as long as you told us. And then was back in LA, and everything shut down, and all the things that I had been planning and working on just like disappeared like sand in, like water in my hands, like it never existed. And yeah, that was the start of a huge slump for me. And I was getting a bit of pressure from my family, my parents, for me to come home because Australia was obviously in a much better place than America. Yeah. And so leaving LA and leaving my partner and going back into long distance and letting go of all the things that I was working on, it was just like such a blow. And plus dealing with all that and not being able to leave the house, not being able to go to the gym or do something that would keep my sanity at bay.
Because you think like, you know, often you get you might go, like I've found is like you get little wins along the way or like big wins that occur all in like little clusters, and then you work for another 6 months and nothing good happens for a little while, but then you'll start to see all these great things happen. And then so like I imagine like, and I haven't really experienced the overwhelming disappointment that it sounds like you have, and like obviously we've spoken about it before, but like when you get those wins, they're so crucial to your motivation to keep doing stuff. So to have those things pile up like that and then disappear just like seems hard to conceptualize to me. It's like that it was obviously the blow that would, like the toll that would take on your mental would be just like ridiculous, right?
Yeah, I didn't know it at the time, and I just went into this huge slump where I didn't want to get out of bed, and I didn't want to look, like I didn't even want to go on my phone, even though I had nothing else to do and nowhere else to be because we were all stuck inside. And like I didn't want to work out and I didn't want to post anything, and I was getting a bit of pressure from my management to be like, now's the time to create content because you have all the time in the world. And I was like, I can't get out of bed. So I don't know what energy you expect me to be using on trying to create something to share with people and make other people happy or entertain other people when I can't even entertain the thought of eating a meal. And I didn't understand what it was. And it wasn't until, and it's also hard because I was living in an apartment with 3 guys who were all not affected by COVID the way that I was.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until months later when I was talking to other people about it, they were like, oh, the slump is so normal. Because I just felt like a bit of an idiot. I was the only person in the house that was just moping and stuck and sad, and I didn't know why. And and now I realized that it was actually super normal.
And ongoing as well. Like I reckon there have been days recently, like in the last like 2 weeks, where I can be like, yeah, I just didn't do anything. So you're like what?
Yeah.
You know, and it's weird. Like I can't think of a time in my life where that has been the norm, where I can say like once every 2 weeks I just want to get out of bed.
Yeah.
And it just comes in like, I think it's getting less and less like frequent, but like it's still, I think it's still and like again, like we're probably in the lucky people, like the lucky group of people that can sort of be like, it's affecting us on a career level or a, you know, whatever level it is. But for a lot of people, you know, and I can't claim to have experienced any mental ill health, for instance. Like for people who are in those situations, it must just be ridiculous. So but I can't really speak to that because my experience isn't.
Well, even still, like it's hard. It's hard for everyone to deal with. It's like I read something somewhere. Someday that said you can drown in 5 feet of water just the same as you can drown in 20 feet of water. So comparing your hardship to another person's is actually
you do
pointless.
Know. That's true.
So what we are going through, what everyone's going through right now is tough. Yeah,
you can't compare across different experiences, can you?
Yeah.
But like, obviously,
because people deal with, like I went through a very similar thing to my partner at the time, but we just dealt with it so differently. And neither was right or wrong. It was just the way it was. So I'm glad to hear that slump's kind of gone for you.
Yeah, likewise. Or like after today maybe.
After about 5 minutes, it's gone.
Good.
Yeah. So
nice. But what else has been going on? So since we took a roundabout way to get back to me asking you, what have you been doing since Live in Your Lounge, apart from eating food with Kojo?
My TikTok career is blowing up. No, I tried testing out TikTok and seeing if it was literally just the viral dances that make you go viral.
Yeah.
And then I tried, like I was going to pick 15 TikToks to do in a day, and I'd just blow it out in like a couple of hours because it was just 7-second dances.
Yeah.
And it took 6 hours. And by the end of it, I was exhausted. And I was like going to do it for 7 days in a row. And I had 7 weeks off after that because I was so tired. And it didn't even work.
Yeah.
Like the viral dances didn't work, but the times where I felt a little inspired to just change it and do something stupid because I'm heaps good at it. They worked really well.
Yeah, yeah.
You just not you don't know.
Yeah, you can't. You get the sense that the TikTok algorithm is pretty random, right? Just like,
Yeah.
you know, people can put a lot of effort in. And I saw that like in my brief use of TikTok was like a lot of people would put like a lot of effort in, really high production quality. Would be talking and like the content would go for like a minute. It's incredible to look at, but they'd get like 12,000 views and like a few likes or whatever. And it's like, it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
But then you can have like something that's seemingly less effort. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes to a lot of the content, but like, you know, those trendy dances and like someone would get millions of views, 500,000 likes. And it's like, this thing is out of control.
And they're not like 17 years old.
Yeah.
And they're making thousands of dollars, tens of thousands.
It's impressive, honestly.
Just to like the dream.
Yeah.
Do you think that sort of outlet helped get you out of that slump a little bit, playing around with TikTok?
It was, yeah, I think it did because I was really just forcing myself to start floating again. Just kind of
Floating or
Right.
flirting?
floating.
Floating.
Because she was sinking, but then the TikTok game brought me back the floaties I needed to
Nice.
rise to the
Oh,
surface.
yeah.
Because that's what I've heard a lot about TikTok is that it's just fun to actually do it,
Yeah.
let alone anyone watch it.
Yeah. I can spend so long just scrolling because people come up with the stupidest.
My
Funniest.
housemates and I actually during lockdown made our own TikTok, and one of my housemates, Dylan, is a film editor, and so we started making these like pretty, I would say, relatively intricate TikToks. It was when I had my, I can't really call it blonde, but I had like orange hair due to
Nice.
I jumped on that trend as well, and
We've all been there.
yeah,
It's
and
alright.
we just like it was fun, like it was a fun creative outlet in that sense as well. I think it really helped him because it gave him something to do with his days. You know, he'd spent a lot of time editing these videos that we were doing, and it was a fun like little bonding experience because like, you know, 3 guys in a house not being able to leave for the most part, and the other one working in healthcare. Like we could have torn each other
nice.
apart, I reckon.
Yeah.
But
Sounds like a sitcom.
well, like it felt like a sitcom at times. But yeah, TikTok. I think I've lost it. I think I'm gone. I haven't used TikTok in like 2 months. I can say proudly, or not. I sound like a reformed addict when I say that. It's
now that it's
I
cool,
haven't-
I don't want it.
I haven't used TikTok in 2 months.
Well, proud of you. I started using again about a week ago, and honestly, the random algorithm throws me because I'll upload something stupid, and then weeks later I'll start getting all these followers, and it just starts blowing up.
Do you think it's a weird one as well, because like there's a lot of people getting a lot of clout through using TikTok. Like you'll sit on your For You page and you'll scroll through it and it's like 500,000 views, a few 100,000 likes, 500,000 views, few 100,000, millions of views, so many likes. And this is happening like not every user, but like a lot of users experience this influx in like validation on the platform. Do you think like for me, it's hard to like distinguish between like what is real and like everlasting clout and what is just like gonna disappear with the time with the app when it finally goes, or if it finally goes. It's like because there's so many people that are getting millions of likes.
Yeah.
Where does that transfer? Like where does that go after the fact? Like,
Yeah.
do you transition to YouTube or do you start your music career? Like, is it Madison Beer maybe? But there's a few of them who have started doing music. Since as just off of the dance and stuff, and you're like, well,
Yeah.
I think Addison Rae even made a song after
Did
having a
she?
song written about her.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know, I think that was a Kardashian thing too. Didn't they all try to sing at some point?
Did that?
Auto tune does magic.
Yeah.
But I actually look forward to. That's one of the things. Like this could be a real. Like I'm tooting my own horn so hard, but something that got me out of my slump a little bit was thinking about when all the platforms disappear, and it literally is just we're left with talent.
Yeah.
Who's going to rise to the top? Like who's going to continue doing what they're doing at the pace that they're doing it.
Yeah. I was having this conversation like 2 days ago, actually. It was like someone asked me like whether doing music was like, or how cool it was that I was doing music at a time where it was so accessible and where, you know, it was so easy to upload your music to streaming services. And I was like, and I had that question whether like whether I personally would have decided to pursue it if it wasn't as easy as it was to get it into those places, and whether a lot of people would be if it wasn't. So like, it's obviously easier than ever to be a musician, be an artist, but like I think you're right in saying like once all that stuff falls away, you'll be left with the people who really want it and the people who are really, really good at it as well. And I think that's cool, and I kind of look forward to that day as well.
I like I believe that I can identify who they are, and I like picking the people in my circle to be just as talented or beautiful or intelligent as they are when they're like on their social media as they are in real life.
Yeah, yeah.
So you take away the auto-tune, or you take away an excellent vocal mix, and you still sound the same, which is
thanks.
lit.
I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you. I appreciate your vocals because they're the same.
No, that's yeah. Well, that's a good thing as well. That's really nice to hear, because like one of the and I think that's the best compliment I could get, really, because like you don't. That's what I've aimed to do, and you know that's what I've always said to like Alec when he's, or Sonny Grin, for anyone who's watching, Sonny Grin.
Sonny Grin, check him out.
He's always said like, yeah, I'm using the bare minimum of any effects on your voice for the finished product, which is like such a big compliment to get, and such like a reassurance or an affirmation of the skill that I've got. So it's lovely, and then the same obviously goes for yourself. So
thanks.
that's good.
There was actually we got a mix back from a collab we did, and we had to say, can you take the auto tune off my voice, because it actually sounds worse when you have it on, which was cool. Like I didn't think I'd need to say that ever, but yeah, it was a
what collab was this? Which one? Oh, we don't have to.
No, it's we're trying to we are in the last stages of doing a collab with, it's like a world project, and there's an artist from so many different, I can't even actually remember, but there's like Africa and America and Australia, and just watch this space.
A lot of places,
there's a whole group of us, and we've all just written a verse on this song, and
Sick.
It was the idea came about during the Black Lives Matter time, and when everyone was just, the world was a mess, and we just wanted to try and create something as a team.
Yeah.
It's just as a unified team. Yeah.
But
Cool.
on the social media thing, that kind of maybe is one of the good parts about it, is you've been able to connect with people all around the world and do these kind of collabs. Has that been based on your social media presence, do you think?
For me, yes.
Yeah. And meeting those people like that?
Yeah. I think social media is just as powerful as it is toxic.
Yeah, well, I think that goes without saying.
Like you can just go into this rabbit hole of nothingness for hours and hours on end, but you can also use it to your advantage and build an empire. One
of my favorite stories actually from my personal use of social media was I was on holidays pretty recently, maybe like actually just before Live in Your Lounge, so maybe 2.5 months ago I was on holidays, and I was sitting there, I was listening to Feel Good Inc. By the Gorillaz, and I was like, this is reminding me of something, and the feel good part of the Gorillaz song, I was like, imagine if they just replaced Feel Good with the from Roddy Ricch. And I was annoying everybody that I was with, because I just like, every time we listened to the song, I'd just overpower it by like screaming the ears from the box. And so I tweeted it. I was like, Feel Good Inc. except instead of Feel Good, it's from the box. And I uploaded that to my Instagram story. And then a guy from the Netherlands messaged me saying, hey, how much for me to do this thing? like everything's got a price. And I was like, I'll send you 20 Australian dollars if you do it for me. And so he went away for 24 hours, emailed the mixed in inkers into Feel Good Ink, and he goes, here it is. And I was like, sweet, what do you like? How do you want me to pay? Like PayPal or whatever? And he's like, nah, I was just kidding about the money, but you can send me a verse. And I was like, great. So he sent me.
Can we hear this track?
It's not out or anything. Yeah. I don't know.
Is it going to be?
It's in his. He said it's in the. It'll potentially be released on his EP. So it's. I feel like it's a cuttable song, but it was like one of those things that just like out of that like. And that happened over the space of a week. And like you can create a relationship and then a song with someone on the other side of the world because of social media, which is obviously beautiful. But like like you said before, there's like balances out, you know.
Yeah. Well, speaking of,
Is that how this came about?
what a segue. Speaking of, here's one I prepared about 2 months ago.
I'm gonna go into this.
I was contacted by Pino.
Can't play too much, we might get claimed, but
So obviously, none of us are in the film clip because we're in different countries, locked down in our own countries. But yes, social media brought this together. I got contacted by Pino, who was the guy that wrote the song, and said, I have this track and I've found you on social media and I feel like you'd be able to sing it really well. And I was like, you're right. Send it my way. I was like, cool, okay.
I'm really
I'll
good.
See. You're so correct. I'm the best in Australia. And I sent, it kind of took me a while because I was like, there's something, like I felt like something was missing because it kind of seemed too easy. Like the way that I was singing it, I wasn't like sweating or crying. I was just like vibing. And I sent it to him and I was like, look, this is kind of what it sounds like. How do you feel about it? And he was like, this is perfect. And here we are. Almost 1 million views. Everyone,
That's
please go and watch.
Yeah.
Children of
Rack
a
it up.
Dream.
Would that be your first million?
Yeah.
Let's get it
On
to
YouTube,
1 million.
yes. And that's then really led to our next release, which we've just put out, waiting for us. Like social media.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was like
Thanks.
I saw that 955,000 there. I was like,
I know, me too. I get my manager will send me screenshots of my Spotify being like, just so you know,
yeah,
you have like however many monthly listeners now, and it's just come out of something that I was not expecting from that collab.
yeah. And it's not like the numbers aren't the be all and end all, but like
No.
yeah, there is something exciting about like you're like 1 million views on YouTube.
Yeah.
You're like, what the
Well,
hell?
yeah.
That's crazy.
Because you just, I've been doing this. I've probably been doing my own music, really giving everything for like 2 years, and it takes 15 years to become an overnight success.
Yeah, exactly.
So this
It's
is
coming. It's coming.
Well, yeah, it's nice to be recognised, and even though now is the time for us to be uploading and writing and recording as much music as we want, everyone in the whole world is doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why the market is so oversaturated and your content will get lost. So having some sort of small recognition like this is, to some artists is small, but to me it's just huge.
Yeah, because your Spotify's up to like over 100,000 monthly listeners, right? Is that? Because
Yeah.
I checked. I checked before we came.
I think, let's check right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was at 2. Like, I'm only tooting my own horn because I'm just like, this is amazing. Yeah, it's at 180.
180.
Yeah.
That's gone up. Like that's gone up and up. Like in the last like 2 weeks, from like at least like that's gone up 100,000 in the last 2 weeks.
It's just, yeah. I'm really proud. It's really cool.
I'm proud.
Thanks. Thanks. But yeah, so now I'm just riding the wave of ultimate stardom.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
And I'm
Tell, this is a new chain.
Oh, it is. It is. I didn't have to get it from the sale rack either. So
No.
huge.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ask how much it costs. That would be rude.
You know, because we're best friends.
Mm.
This was a full $30. So don't tell anyone.
Yeah, that's all right.
But
Yeah, actually, no, don't tell me how it's.
Cut that out.
It's all good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been a wild couple of months since I've seen you live in your lounge. We, at the beginning of the year, I've said this before. At the beginning of the year, I made a goal to release some merch by the end of 2021, and then after I'd performed my one song on Kojo's Live in Your Lounge, we got contacted by a merch company and said we want to create your merch with you and then produce it for you. So
That was based purely on them seeing you on Kojo's Live in Your Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a interesting thing, because one of the biggest things that when I talk to my mum about doing this stuff, and she's obviously been really supportive of myself. My younger brother's a dancer. My two younger sisters are dancers as well. And her big thing has always been take every opportunity that comes your way. Every time someone asks you to do something, go do it, because
yes.
you don't know who you're gonna meet there. You don't know what that's gonna bring for you.
Yeah.
And so that really affirms that.
Yes, that's my girls in my merch. When I got that email, I called Al and I was like, guess what? You'll never guess. It all just happened quite quickly. So yeah, now we're in the process of, we've kind of just created this as the OG range, which you can buy at all times from my website. There's many cameras, but I'm making sure everyone knows. Kirrah.com.au. And then we're currently designing.
It's a great video too.
Thanks.
Great way to release it.
Well, this song is a cover that we're in the process of trying to get released officially. A little remix.
What's the process for that? You got to just clear it with the original.
Well, if you want to monetize it,
Yeah.
I don't even know if I can say all this stuff, but if you want to monetize it, or
it's not about that specifically. It's just
which
the
it's
process
not about,
generally.
but you're meant to get clearance from whoever owns the master, which is usually the record label.
Yeah.
But we've got some, thanks to my short time in LA, so random. We know, I'm friends with someone that's friends with the guy that released the song with Shaggy. So we're going to try and
Do it.
get it officially released, maybe with their support or just their permission.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we're just going to release it anyway because she's a bit of a vibe.
Yeah, huge vibe. And that out of all the dances that you guys did at Live in Your Lounge, I think that one's my favorite. It's just
Thanks.
So
It's a TikTok. The reason I wanted to cover that song is the Savage Love Jason Derulo vibe that he did.
Yeah.
It's that. That's a TikTok, and so but then we changed it to
obviously
my
did your thing.
my girl Hannah Miners choreographed to the full song, and then now we want to try and make it a thing because it was such a vibe. Every time I perform it, every time people listen to it, and whoever actually watched Live in Your Lounge, whenever they hear Banana on Spotify, they're like, "Oh my gosh, Shaggy's covering Kirrah's song," and I'm like, the bastard didn't even ask me. Yeah, so it's just trying to ride that way.
While we're talking about TikTok and your girls,
my girls,
they I was pretty captivated. Yeah, the ring light. Yeah, I was so captivated by the ring light. I'd seen them on TikTok and I was like, oh, these things make you gorgeous,
beautiful,
right? Yeah,
right?
And so I used it and took a selfie, and I looked so good. It was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable. My eyes, I got blue eyes, but they don't pop that much, generally, I guess. But they they were so blue.
Ring lights, bro.
Yeah, and I couldn't believe brought out the red in my skin a little bit, which wasn't super nice for me. But I was like, I don't know.
I'm beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable looking this good.
How? God blessed you. I don't know what to say.
And then I had to go back to normal. Taking normal selfies, I can't do it anymore.
I know, it's the worst. You either need the sun or a ring light for those watching at home. This was honestly one of the best nights of my life. because it was like in the midst of such a shitty time for me, this gave me so much purpose, this Live in Your Lounge performance. So,
and the full production, like the production value sort of like would have just, it sort of speaks for itself. Like it's something that you know you can do now, right? Because like
totally.
would you have ever done such a full production before this?
Actually, that's a lie. We did pretty similar for Sweet Dreams Festival last year.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, being able to come up with something like a full festival set in a time where festivals are not anytime soon.
Yeah, that's in your back pocket now.
Yeah.
The visual set, the visual display, the dances, the whole thing.
The
you know
merch,
you can do it.
Being able to
you can
come
still,
up with all of it, it was really cool.
You still hit crazy licks at the end of the dance routines. The whole thing.
Thanks. You'll see. I couldn't hide. Like, even if I wanted to hide it, I couldn't. In between my songs, I was like, just give me a sec. Which was, I think, kind of worked in my favour because the people, I spoke to a few people afterwards and they were like, it just made you so relatable. Yeah. I was like, that's what we were going for.
Yeah, it's
not being able to breathe is.
If I had it my way,
human.
I would never. If I had it my way, you wouldn't know. And maybe at the big, like once you do get those bigger festival slots, you're not gonna, like, people are so far away. When you're on camera, like right in people's faces, it's like it's pretty hard. You can't hide.
Yeah.
But yeah, at that you dip off to the side, have a little drink of water. Your drummer can do like a little fill.
Yes.
And like bassist can riff on it or something. If you're gonna have people with instruments, you can just have like a little intermission thing pop up on the sides of the screen.
I need to take 5 guys. So sorry. Yeah, we're planning. That's another thing that we're working on. We're trying to, with in connection with some of my people back in LA. We're going to start this channel that's kind of run by me, and I'm bringing on other Polynesian artists and talking about their music in Australia. Like I'm kind of the Australian connection to the people in LA, which is so cool. And like being able to any music I release, I'll be like, oh, and once again, here's my own song. But just being able to connect with other Polynesian artists because there's so many of us, but we're quite disconnected. Like it seems to be quite cliquey. And I remember I vow, and I'm saying this on a platform where everyone's going to hear it forever. I want to be like, I read also somewhere sometimes something, supporting other people's success does not mess yours up. So the fact that some people are trying not to open their arms and their resources to other up and coming artists because they're worried that it might mess up their own success, that's so whack. And I ain't got time.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. I think because I think there's such an attitude that where people think that if you give up a spot or you give praise it, like then that spot's missing. It's like it's like as if there's a zero-sum game going on where there's only so many spots and like if they take it, you don't get one or whatever. But the reality is like, and someone says it all the time, but when my team wins, everyone wins, or when I win, everyone wins. And it's like that is definitely the truth, right? Like when somebody close to you does well, then like that drags everyone with them. And so like it doesn't make any sense to me that you would be not hoping for other people's success and not hoping to be as well connected as you could possibly be, especially with people in a community like the Pacific Islander community or
just
that.
Yeah. I think even ourselves, we're part of so many different groups that shouldn't be separate groups.
Yeah.
Like Australian music or then Australian male rappers. Like it's just we're all the same. Yeah. We're all the same. We're all got the same goal.
I think something that's been like pretty really heartening to see like in the last definitely 6 months has been the sort of the crew that's been building in Canberra hip hop or Canberra music generally, and like a lot of guys will reach out. Like I've only met like Kirkland, for instance, Daniel Kirkland a couple of times, but he's been very supportive, you know, and we'll always back and forth with each other on social media, and same with Shaka J, and Kojo and people like that, you know, and those sorts of little relationships, and like seeing the way that those guys interact with one another and the people in their sort of circles is like, that's something that I think Canberra in particular should be very proud of, is the way that they have created a community that sort of looks very united and feels very united as well.
Well, yeah, we are all on the same team. We're all on the same team, and yeah, I think that's
too much.
Sorry, I'm just so into it. I'm just too cool now. I got almost 1 million views on YouTube. I don't need to sit up. Yeah, it's cool to see. I remember when I left Canberra and I was trying to move to Sydney, and I was like, Canberra sucks. There's nothing for me here. There's no community. All the creative people seem to move away. And then I came back a couple of years later, and I was like,
something happened.
I actually enjoyed being here,
Yeah.
and I wanted to spend as much time here as I could, which I'm doing now.
Yeah. Because are you based in Sydney? You're based in Sydney, so, or have you sort of?
Well, honestly, I spend the same amount of time in both cities.
Yeah.
Just because there's nothing happening in Sydney, but it makes me happy. So whenever I go back to Sydney, I'll do all my TikToks and I'll write all my music and get all my vocals down.
Because
and
you've
write
got the
all
really
songs.
aesthetic bedroom and aesthetic apartment.
My
and all
apartment's
that
so
stuff.
lit.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave. But then when I'm there, after my third day of being there, I'm like, this sucks. Like, I don't leave the house because I don't have any work. I used to do 6 to 8 gigs a weekend, and I'd get so sick afterwards and need days to recover. And then I'd do it again.
Yeah.
But now I'm doing 1 a week or 2, maybe. Like, I've got 2 a week soon.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a wild ride.
Yeah, it'd be so good.
Yeah.
You got Alec coming on? So you coming along for the ride? Doing any drumming?
As much as I can, yeah. Every time I can.
So that was like that categorized when I was living in Sydney as well. That categorized my experience there. Was like I'd go on the weekend. I'd go to Alec's place and we'd do some work together. And it was always like, I'll give you a lift back to the city because I'm going to do a gig with Kirrah.
Yeah.
And literally every time without fail, that's what was happening.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was.
We were so busy. But it's kind of picking up now, and it's fine. It'll be fine.
How long have we got to go? Because I'm starting
as long as you want.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Well,
It's like another 6 hours in me.
yeah,
so.
and I know because
we're going 40 minutes so far. So.
Already?
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, I'm gonna
Flies.
take up the last 20 minutes with this topic and this has been irking me.
Okay, is this what you were talking about?
Yeah. I said when we got our topics, we were like, we'll change it up a little bit. We can't be so self-indulgent to talk about our music careers the entire time. We'll come back to it at the end, but
Like we will, but
yeah.
for sure.
I was at home the other night and I opened my laptop to watch a movie and noticed there was a snail stuck to the back of my laptop. A snail. And I was like, that's A, very gross. But B, reminded me of something that I saw a little while ago. And it was a thing that said, so it was an ultimatum. You get $10 million, but there's a snail that its sole purpose in life is to touch you. And if the snail touches you, you die a horrible, painful death. But it's like transient, so it can it knows where you are at all times. So you're just being followed around for the rest of your life by this snail that if it touches you,
You're dead.
you're dead, and horribly.
What about when
But you also
sleep?
get $10 million
How long is the snail following you around?
forever.
No, but at what point do you get the $10 million?
So we're sitting at the table right now. Say I'm the deal master.
Mm-hmm.
Kirrah, here's your $10 million, and the snail's sitting here. He's obviously not going to get to you by the time you get out of the room, but you take your 10 mil and start your life.
Mm-hmm.
But he's coming.
Honestly, in this day and age, it shames me to say 10 mil doesn't get, it might get you 2 nice houses in Sydney.
Maybe one.
Maybe one.
If you like.
Maybe one if you want to be close to the airport.
See, you're taking it. I thought this would happen. You're taking a different approach to what a lot of people have so far when I've asked them this question.
Why? Well, I just, I don't think I would want to live with the stress of, how would you sleep for 70 years from
This
now
is what
on?
I
Because
say.
I'm going to live till I'm 100 and I'm not even 30 yet. For the next 70 years, I don't want to sleep like this.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think people underestimate the imminent threat of a snail. He's not obviously he's not gonna get to you. Like everyone's always like, "Oh, I'll just move to Europe or whatever." But this snail knows where you are, right? So he's gonna get there.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
But
When
just
you're-
you
when
just
you're
never
actually
know.
calm down and you're like, you know what? He's actually not going to find me. He's going to be like, hello.
Yeah.
And he's going to be here.
Well, see, that was the other thing. I've pondered this question so much when I saw the snail on my laptop the other night. I didn't touch it. I didn't touch it.
You're like, no
I took my laptop out of the kitchen, grabbed the back end of a knife, took it to my balcony and flicked it as far away as possible because I was like, I don't know. I haven't got my 10 mil yet, but it could be.
So you came up with the idea before the snail showed up on your laptop?
I can't say I came up with the idea, no.
Well,
I saw
you were
this.
thinking about it
Yeah,
before
I
that.
saw the thing like a few months ago and I've had this conversation with multiple people since. And yeah, and then so I've pondered it.
Sounds like that
far too
snail's
much.
following you, bro.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
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 I was like, how do you get into my room? How does a snail get into an apartment and then get into your room
But also,
and then onto my laptop?
keep an eye out for this 10 mil.
Yeah, when's it coming?
I know.
Yeah.
It's on the horizon. That's actually hilarious that you bring up this because I was going through, as we were sitting here, I was sitting here stressing. I didn't sleep last night because I was like, I don't know what to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
About 40 minutes in, we're pros.
I'm so glad I got to bring that up, eh?
Yeah, me too, because that actually ties perfectly into. I have a few. I did this ages ago for a YouTube stupid content video.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's just some content like would you rather's.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to
All right.
just?
Okay.
I just want to know what kind of person you are and if we can be friends.
I thought we were already there,
Well,
but
this might be the
this
decider.
is the final test.
Mm-hmm. Would you rather eat chocolate that tastes like poo or poo that tastes like chocolate?
Food that tastes like chocolate.
Not even blinking.
Food that tastes like chocolate. The only thing that is getting to me about that is the taste. I think.
Right.
I answered that way too quickly.
Like,
yeah, food that tastes like chocolate.
think about obviously where this chocolate tasting poo.
Has come from.
It's fresh.
Mm.
And
You're
you're
not
like,
doing it.
get me a bowl.
Yeah.
Nice. Would you rather shave? Oh, no, boys shave whatever they want.
Sure.
Would you rather be without elbows or knees?
Knees. Yeah, knees.
Yeah. How are you
Knees.
meant to?
You're not gonna eat. You gotta stiff arm every beer that you drink. Every
Yeah,
drink
that's
you drink, you just
ratchet.
pour
How are you
it,
meant to eat a donut?
I don't want knees.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
My knees ache as well. So, like
Take 'em.
Gary doing.
I don't even want them anymore. Would you rather banana-sized fingers or no banana-sized toes? Banana-sized fingers.
Toes. I value my arms way too much.
So you would rather have only thongs forever, or maybe even slides?
What?
Banana-sized toes
yeah.
or banana-sized fingers, like just really long fingers.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, I'm taking the toes.
Gross. I think I'd rather long. I hate feet. I hate the word feet. I hate
Yeah,
my
I agree.
feet. I
And
hate
like
everyone's feet.
do whatever you want to my feet. I don't like them anyway.
Oh, I just say it.
Toes.
Or okay, last one. Would you rather look 10 years older from the neck up or down?
10 years older from the. I think I do look 10 years older from the neck down, to be honest. So I'm taking my current situation
Okay.
above all. I don't know. I'm pretty hairy, and like not super fit. Like I'd say I'm in decent shape, but I'm not rippling. So I'm like relatively hairy and not rippling. So I reckon I've probably got the body of a relatively fit 34-year-old.
Nice.
And I think keeping a bit of youthful exuberance in the face is important as well. Because if I looked 34 and I hadn't made it yet as a rapper, then people will start looking at the clock, you know?
That concept stresses, like I lose sleep over that, of running out of time.
Yeah, me too. Very much so.
Yeah.
I think like I think both of us actually, we exist in genres that you feel as if there's an age limit attached to it. And if you I feel like if you're established in those genres, you can get away with going for it a little bit longer. But if you haven't made it by a certain time, then you've got to give it up, son. And I like to think I won't subscribe to that.
Well, wasn't Anderson .Paak discovered when he was like 30?
Yeah, Malibu was his big kick, and that came out when he was 32, I think.
Yeah, we got time.
Yeah, I know that's great, but he's also like the goat.
But
so.
yes.
Yeah.
But also, it didn't, like, he didn't, mate, I'm assuming, I'm hoping, he didn't come out of the womb creating music like that.
No.
So we just got a bit
Well,
more time.
he was Breezy Lovejoy as well. You know, his previous artist name was Breezy Lovejoy,
No.
and before he changed his name to Anderson .Paak. So like,
Didn't
I don't
know
know
that.
how long he was toiling away as Breezy Lovejoy,
Yeah.
and that was, you know,
Yeah.
was that ever gonna work? Not sure.
Well, Morgan Freeman apparently got his first break when he was like 50.
Yeah, but Morgan Freeman's an actor.
Well,
An actor.
we got time.
Yeah,
So
I know we
music
got time.
doesn't
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
Let's go on.
We're just affirming each other's beliefs here, aren't
right.
we? Yeah.
Please tell me that
You
I'm
can't
right.
you can't say anything. You nearly got a mil on a YouTube video.
You're so right. I've actually already made it. I quit all my jobs. That's one of the things that I've had. Corona has made me eat a big, fat, bitter slice of humble pie, because after going around, prancing around LA and just thinking, this is the life I'm going to live, and I'm achieving all these things so quickly, and then it all disappeared. I moved back to Canberra in the thick of Canberra winter. Moved into my parents' basement with no work, and then eventually had to crawl back to the after school care that I worked. I don't even tell people this because I was too embarrassed, but crawled back to. I'm lucky that my best friends around the place, and I was like, please give me a job.
Yeah.
My friend Susan that runs it, she was like, because she knows she's been with me every step of the way. Before I even moved to Sydney years ago to do my first big job, I was working at this after school care, and I would message her. I was meant to start work at 2:30, and I'd message her at 3:30, be like, I've got a gig. I'm so sorry. And she's like, just do you? Yeah, when I came crawling back this time, she was like, I don't even know if I want to give you your job back because you're going to be depressed again. And I was like, I'd rather be depressed with money.
Yeah.
And so here we are.
Yeah.
So that's why my eyes are puffy and heavy as hell right now, because I've been a vacation care all
You
day.
look fine.
Thanks. It's the power of
Fine
foundation.
as in like fine, not yeah. You know what I mean?
Fine. Like fine.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, I can't say the same thing. My ego has expanded, if anything. Since,
Nice.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Well, no, I've got no explanation to it. I've got absolutely no explanation. I just have this just weird thing where like between like slumps, like I said, I'll have little form slumps, but they almost just inform a greater me. I'll have a form slump and then I come out the other side of it and be like, damn, like, yeah, and I feel good. I feel good again, but I feel better than I did the time before, which is bizarre. Bit annoying, really.
No, it's just we're growing. We're growing into adults. Can you believe it?
Yeah. Someone told me that your best, like, someone genuinely said I had more fun in my 30s than I did in my 20s the other day. And I was like,
My mum said that.
don't know about that. And they're like, nah, really, like, you just, because you're not dumb anymore, you know.
Yeah.
You know all the things that you actually like doing. You stop caring about what you think other people think or want from you.
Yep.
And they just go, yeah, you just actually do a bunch of stuff that is like cool to you.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds pretty sick.
Keen. So
oh
keen.
my God.
Yeah.
I've got no hang-ups about getting old anymore as of that conversation.
Yeah.
I think men peak I genuinely think men peak when they're 32 to 34 years old.
Honestly, I agree with you because I think that's when their brains finally like catch up. Because, you know, women, our brains just, once we hit puberty, they just don't stop running. which makes us crazy at some points. Because only because I feel like men just haven't caught up yet, or some men definitely have. But yeah, I know my brain just doesn't switch off. Blessing and a curse.
Yeah, but I don't know that that's a gender specific thing, but you definitely are. Girls are definitely smarter. Like smarter from younger as well. Like they're just girls just get it. They off the bat they're like, yeah, sweet.
Yeah, I think we're kind of too aware sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. But that's, again, blessing and a curse.
Which means keen to be 30 and not care about any of it. I was just looking in my notes and there's I can't even really talk about it because it literally happened a few hours ago. But there's an email that I'd started writing that it's literally saying, "Hi, thanks so much for the opportunity, but I really think I'm going to have to pull out of what I'm in the process of trying to achieve right now." Like I was going through all these applications to try and get something.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go back to America anyway, so I might as well just not even worry. And I was about to press send and I was like, you know what, just continue going through the application and see what happens. And today I got it. And
what is it?
I can't tell you yet. But if whoever, to all 7 people that watch this, whenever I finally am able to announce this cool thing, you'll be like, oh my gosh, it was that.
What? How? When will you be able to announce it?
I don't know. I reckon probably in the next month, a month or 2.
Okay. What else is happening in the next month? I feel like we're getting close, and I feel like we should talk about what's coming.
Okay.
Because I've got some plugs.
Go for it.
No, I want you to go. Oh,
no, you go. My brain's fried. You go. Inspire me. What are you doing in the next few months? Prepping for your EP.
Yeah, as I said. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot of content ideas. It'll be the first time in my life that I will have been content driven. My Instagram's a mess. My social media is a mess. I don't care for it that much. I just want to make good tunes and play live shows, and that's it. But I realize that there's more that you've got to do, and so I've actually got a release plan for the first time in my life, which is very exciting.
Hey, look at you go! It's a full-time job.
Yeah, I'm coming to understand that. But yeah, so obviously the EP is going to come out by the end of the year. It's 8 songs.
8? That's an album.
Is it?
Isn't it?
Can you call it? I don't know what the difference is.
Well, EP I think is only like 3 or 4 songs.
Oh, really?
But LP is like long play.
Yeah.
Or something.
Long.
Which is not right. That's so not right.
Verify that.
But it's longer.
Longer play. You've got
Google it.
Pretty sure it's long.
You've got an extended play, and then you've got a longer play. Well, I'm glad that I said this, because if I'm going around telling people that I'm releasing an EP when I'm actually releasing an album, then
you call it a mixtape.
No, but it's not a mixtape.
Google says EP is 1 to 3 songs.
Yeah, and so what am I?
Roughly 10 minutes long.
Nah, this bad boy's 30 minutes long. You've got to sit there and listen to my voice for 30 minutes. And it is an album.
Well, it says 30 minutes or less
for
an EP.
Ooh, it's actually 29 minutes, so I can still call it an EP. But it's definitely not a mixtape. I had this conversation with myself because I was like, a mixtape to me is like it's exactly that. You know, it's a mixtape of random assorted songs that aren't really interlinked, but obviously have like you've got enough songs that you can put them on a mixtape. But this is very much I've come out swinging with like a concept, which I'm super proud of, and I won't go into detail about it because like people can take what they want from it. But yeah, it's going to be 8 songs long, and I might as well just drop it. It's called The Telepathy, which relates quite well to the concept in a sort of funny, personal way.
Cool.
Yeah.
The inside scoop, guys.
Yeah. So there's more to so however many people are watching this, however few or whatever, they got the first
Yeah, the inside scoop.
Listen, first listen on that
Oh
one.
my gosh.
Which is so
Exclusive.
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an
I'm
exciting time.
honoured.
It's such a weird feeling. Like, really, I think it also, like, previous release, like the singles from it, listening to them in that sort of
grand scheme.
Yeah, in the grand scheme, like it really gives them a new sort of life and a new light, and it's yeah, it's just cool to hear it all in that way. So very excited about that.
Yeah.
As of like, but that's about it really, because like I can't really say for sure when gigs will come back. I'm not gonna play a sit down rap show. I refuse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Totally.
So see what happens.
Understood. I guess. Well, what about like I'm thinking of recording some live acoustic sessions with the boys. Would you want to do that?
Well, yeah,
me?
definitely. Yeah, that stuff's good.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed that
Yeah.
aspect of things.
Yeah.
Learning how to do shows, just like promo shows online has been fun. Like little
Get that
like Instagram
content.
lives and stuff. Yeah, I know. See, that's where I could learn from you. I think is that I've got a lot to learn about just creating content.
Mate, it honestly has taken me so long to get to the point where I'm at with my social media, and I truly have worked so hard to get it at the stage that it's at, and it's really cool. I get a lot of messages from people that I don't speak to. I haven't spoken to in years, just saying your socials are looking really good, and like thank you, because it's taken so much work.
Yeah.
But also, it only started popping when it's so lame, but it's only started popping when I started being me.
Yeah.
I started, because I'm quite naturally a clown. And once I started sharing that and taking away the airbrush and taking away the fine-tuned details and just, like I cried in one of my videos, which I think is super lame, but I got a lot of messages from people being like, this is you and this is cool. So, yeah, just, it's stupid.
So that's your advice to me.
That's
is just
honestly,
just be yourself.
Don't say it. Don't even say it back to me. But yes,
Yeah, cool.
that's my golden advice for you.
All right. But but is there a way that I can be myself in a more, in a less messy way? As in, like, can I make being myself look more consistent in the feed? Because
Honestly,
you should see the color scheme of my feed is ridiculous.
I get to the point where I won't leave the house. I will go to leave the house wearing something and be like, oh, actually, on my Instagram, I feel like I'm going to take a photo today, and I know on my Instagram I'm wearing kind of blues and whites, so I'll go back and change. Like, it's a bit.
Yeah, that's huge.
Although, pick one filter that you literally use on everything.
Yeah.
That's what I've started doing.
I've been doing that for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, and if even if the filter doesn't work, black and white.
Okay. No, dude. Filters are a funny one. My filters are always the filter that I choose to go with. I don't know why I'm withholding this information. Valencia. I like Valencia on Instagram. I just go by the one that makes my skin look the best.
So many exclusives today.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
KP
I know the
Hydes
one too.
uses Valencia. Yeah, it's just
Because I love it also. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well,
but then I don't know. It's just so hard because like a lot of the color schemes in my album artworks recently have been like really bright pinks, blues, greens, and purples, and that's the color scheme that I'll continue to use through to the end of the EP, and then I might move on to another crazy thing.
pastels.
Yeah. But we'll see. But yeah, that doesn't lend itself well to just like everyday content.
Yes.
Or do I have
You're
to?
right.
Because I started doing this thing where I'd have like fluorescent and like bright colors, and then a black and white one, and then a bright color one and a black and white one, and it was like a grid of that color.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I gave up on it.
Why?
I don't know. I just I'm annoyed with myself as well.
Honestly, I use 3 or 4 apps before I upload any photo or
See,
video.
now we're really getting into the nitty gritty of it, aren't we?
It's the secret's out. Cat's out of the bag. it takes me like, for me to post, Al, my manager, love him with all my heart, but he's always like, just do a TikTok. It'll take you like 20 minutes. No, it won't, because I have to pick the outfit. I have to find the stupid dance to learn, and then I have to make it funny in some way because I'm funny and because I'm
hilarious.
I'm the best, and I don't want to just do like I'm not the girl that gets a kid out just for the views. Like people come to me because I have funny captions.
Yeah.
Because I really work hard trying to make them good. So it doesn't take me 20 minutes to post. It takes me almost every single post I do will at least take me 30 minutes.
Oh,
from picking it to editing it to finding a caption to making sure it fits the grid of my whole overall feed and then posting it.
See, that's the stuff they don't tell you at rap school.
Well, there you go.
I'm glad to
Add that to your resume.
Appreciate it.
Because it's at the top of mine. I'm getting back pain just thinking about the stress. I don't think I've even posted today. That's going to stress me out hard.
Do you have to, and is that another thing? Constant?
Yeah. So my social started blowing up. My engagement started getting really, really high when I was posting between 4 and 10 times a day.
Excuse me?
Yeah. It was, when I tell you this, my stress levels were through the roof. I was going through finding old baby photos and then, because the best way to do it, this is super boring to some people, but the best way to do it is upload it four photos at once.
So
4 photos at once.
Yeah.
Because it makes people stay on your page longer. When they're swiping through photos, their time on your content clocks as longer engagement.
Gotcha.
If you've only got 1 photo, they'll like it and keep scrolling. I don't want to talk about this anymore because I need to post today and it's stressing me out.
Yeah.
But
fair enough.
Oh,
but what's coming up?
puffed.
What's coming up? Apart from, I get it. You're gonna have to post every day for the next 2 months. But what else are you gonna do for the next 2 months?
Rest of my life.
Yeah, right. Let's go to the end of the year, which is only 3 months.
So soon.
So
Until we get a ban on TikTok from China or something.
No, don't put that in the rest because I'm really building the empire. For me, we have all the music that I did in LA is sitting in the safe, in the vault.
masters.
We're in the process of picking the songs for an EP.
Yeah.
But it's just hard because I'm so versatile and I'm so good at everything, honestly.
Yeah.
And my influences are everywhere. And so some days I'll write a song that's more acoustic, kind of folky, and then other days I'll write like a EDM vibe, and then other days I'll write like an R&B soul vibe. So just trying to find something that's a little more consistent over at least 3 tracks is what we're going for. But I think we found it, and we're in the process of mixing and mastering those tracks, and just picking the right time to release it. Plus, getting ready for my Christmas exclusive merch line.
Christmas exclusive.
You heard me. It's not going to have like jingle bells on it.
No,
but we're selling. My team and I are working super hard to try and come up with a special summer line for Christmas, just in time for Christmas and Boxing Day sales.
What's a summer line? Like, give me an item of clothing that is in a summer line, because obviously the last one was like trackies and hoodies and really nice shirts.
Really nice. No, thank you. You're just saying that because I'm wearing it and because I gave you a free one.
Yeah.
But because you worked really hard for it. I love wearing just stuff that I like wearing. That stuff that I like wearing at home on the couch, and all that I like to dance in.
Yeah.
So like more. We're doing some. Oh, I can't tell you yet.
No, okay, that's fine. It's fine.
Soon.
I was gonna say, as long as it's not like, I've been to some like, I guess I listen to quite a wide variety of music. The last rock show I went to, they were selling the band logo on G-strings.
Oh, that's lit.
Yeah. Have you?
You took it.
You missed an opportunity.
You announced my Christmas summer.
Yeah, Christmas is right. Can you imagine that? Like,
Little Christmas G.
This wasn't the band. This wasn't the band that I saw. But imagine being in the moment where you've been on a couple of dates with a girl, you take her home, you're gonna do it, you get the pants off, and you've just got a big fat like AC/DC looking back at you. It wasn't AC/DC, but you got a big fat AC/DC looking at you. I'd be like,
would you though?
I'm on the highway to hell. Like, that's the thing we'll do. I'd come up with a joke in my head to suit the scenario, and I'd laugh, and I'd probably blow the whole thing.
But would you be keen, or would you be like...
Absolutely not. No, that's the
Really?
point. Yeah, I'd be like, oh, Jet? Jet?
Red Hot
I
Chili
used to listen to
Peppers.
Jet when I was 12 years old. I can't. This is a
Okay.
clashing of worlds that
Okay.
doesn't need to happen.
That's fair.
So stop doing, and if I ever put,
KPG's coming out.
that's what I was going to say, if I ever put a KPG string out, please somebody find me and slap me down.
You know what? I'm going to create the sickest Kirrah Amosa G that you're not even going to know. And
Can you do a male one though? Or are you going to do a
absolutely,
female
like a mankini
Do a
vibe.
collab.
one? Yeah, like a
Like
male.
And then we'll do like
Kirrah.
the matching promo shoot for it. Yeah, don't worry. I
so
got it.
Together.
Yep. I got
Alright,
it.
Banana
well, I'll
hammocks.
work on that. I'll work on my relatively fit 35-year-old body, shave all my body hair off,
Nah,
get
bro.
a few more tattoos, and actually no.
All natural. That's the vibe.
I can't have my face in it because it confused the audience. He's 24 in the face,
He's,
but the rest of it's
35
looking like, what the hell's going on?
that could be the vibe.
I mean, I feel like I can't see a really rippling chiseled body in a KP Hydes G-string, man string. Man,
Is that why you're
G.
not?
Man G?
Is that why you're not super ripped? Is that why?
Yeah, I think my big thing is that if I can still do all of the things that I want to do with the body that I've got, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. And you don't have to be super ripped to look good in clothes. It's just
No,
when
you don't.
you just you just look good.
It's just when you're lying down on the side after a big meal and you're like, oh my god,
Oh man.
oh my gosh.
Or like you're doing a plank at the end of a gym session and you get that little blip at the bottom, at the bottom of your belly. That
I
goes
know the
blip.
one.
Yeah.
I know the one.
You aren't there all the time. And like what actually had KFC for lunch today, and because I got added to that page, blokes in their zinger box, which is pretty
What?
entertaining. That's that was beside the point. Had
Nice.
KFC for lunch today,
Yeah.
and afterwards, it's not even like, oh, I'm bloated, I feel big, like bigger. It's like fat, like extra fat shows up immediately.
I
It's
know.
it's
I know the
unbelievable.
one.
Yeah, I can't. And I told myself I was gonna have cereal and yogurt for lunch, and I didn't do it, and I regret it now.
I feel the same about smoothies though. As soon as I have a smoothie, I'm like, is that an ab? No way. Or even like lemon water. I'm like, I walk around like, if I turn sideways, I'll disappear. So keep your eyes on me. Like fresh lemon like squeezed
Oh,
water.
just to put it in there. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel skinny as hell.
Well,
The epitome of health.
great. Yeah, epitome.
Well, we had a awesome finish there with the what's coming next, and we missed it with the G-string talk. But we're gonna have to wrap it up on the
What a shame.
fat shaming note. Yeah.
Well, I couldn't think of a better way to end.
Yeah. Kirrah
Me
Amosa
neither. Me
and
neither.
KP Hydes. Vain. That's what the
Vain and fat.
That's what the
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us. It's
That
good to
was a
see
lot
you.
of
Thank you
fun.
so much.
Yeah.
Great to see you guys. Both of you. For another great time.